Here I will talk about commonly confused and misused words in students' writing. The first set of words are there, spelled T-H-E-R-E, there, spelled T-H-E-I-R, and there, spelled T-H-E-Y''R-E. There, and there have the same pronunciation, and therefore they're commonly used interchangeably in an incorrect way. There, spelled T-H-E-R-E, is used to identify location. Some examples of sentences where it is correctly used are, put that down over there, or we are all going to meet there. A trick to remember how to use there correctly in a sentence is that if you cover up the T in there, you have the word here, which also refers to location. There, spelled T-H-E-I-R, is a possessive pronoun, which shows ownership. Some examples of sentences where it is used correctly would be, that is their house, or their mom will pick them up soon. A trick to remember how to use there is that if you cover up the T in there, you get the word heir, and an heir becomes an owner of his or her inheritance, which means he or she is the new owner of something, just like how there, T-H-E-I-R, shows ownership. There, spelled T-H-E-Y''R-E, is a contraction for they are. An example of a correctly used sentence for there would be, they're going to school, which would also be correctly said as, they are going to school. To make sure you are using there correctly, there is a test to check your work. Check to see if the sentence sounds correct with they are in the place for the contraction there. If it doesn't, then the contraction there cannot be used, but if it does, then it can be used. The next set of commonly confused words is to, spelled T-O, to, spelled T-O-O, and to, spelled T-W-O. These, like there, and there, have the same pronunciation and therefore are commonly misused. To, spelled T-W-O, is simply the number 2. Use to when you are talking about one more than one, but one fewer than 3. An example of a sentence where to is correctly used is, Jeff has 2 dogs. To, spelled T-W-O, is always explaining the number 2. To, spelled T-O, has 2 meanings. It can first be used as a preposition, and often indicates movement from one person, place, or thing to another. Examples of this are, Sally has gone to the store, or Sam gave a note to his friend. To, spelled T-O, can also be used before a verb to start an infinitive. Examples of this are, she wants to start a business, or I've always wanted to be a doctor. So, to, spelled T-O, can either be used as a preposition or as a verb to start an infinitive. To, spelled T-O-O, also has 2 meanings. The first is that it can mean also. An example of this is, I want chocolate on my ice cream, and I want a cherry too. To, spelled T-O-O, can also mean more than enough, or very. Examples of this are, I ate too much at dinner last night, or do not have candy too often. The last set of commonly confused words is affect and effect. These 2 words sound very alike and are often incorrectly used like the other sets of words we've talked about. Affect, spelled A-F-F-E-C-T, is a verb meaning to influence or to produce a change in. An example of affect in a sentence is, the speaker's ideas will affect your decision. Effect, spelled E-F-F-E-C-T, is a noun meaning the result, the change, or the influence. As effect with an A is a verb that produces a change, effect with an E is the change or result. Examples of effect in a sentence are, the terrible accident had a profound effect on me, or, do you like the effect the red produces in my painting? Words like there, and there, to, and lastly affect and effect can be very confusing to determine which to use in a sentence. Hopefully this has helped you understand the different meanings and uses of these words.